Okay, in this last video, we're going to go over creating a budget. A budget is a great way for you to plan ahead. It is a money plan that includes expected income, spending, and any other financials in a given time period. In order to save money and plan your finances wisely, creating and using a budget is an amazing tool. Okay? Budgets teach you how to manage your money, and that is a great skill that will be used throughout your life. Right now, you may be able to ask your parents for some extra money, but that's probably not always going to be the case in the future. So when you enter the real world, you will have to worry about making bill payments, car payments, rent, mortgage payments. All these expenses are going to pile up once you're out on your own. So it's really important that you are managing your money properly so that you don't fall behind on any of those payments. Remember that you can be flexible with a budget. Think of your income as one big pie. So when you think of an income, think of a big pie, and then the different slices of the pie represent your different spending. So you could decide you want to spend 10% on savings and 25% on rent. The pieces of your pie should always add up to 100% and should always include some type of savings plan. The more money you spend on one expense, the less money you will have for another. And I actually have a great example of what a budget pie kind of looks like. So this is something I found on the moneymanagement.org website, and this is kind of a survey found that the way kids learn about and use money varies by age. So age group 15 to 18, this is what where their money is going. So 7% of all the money they take in is going to other, 3% to charity, 36% of their money is going towards wants, 27% is going towards savings, and 27% towards needs. So again, this is just an image of like the pie and how it gets separated. All of that together equals 100% of their spending. And you can kind of see the younger they get, the more they're able to kind of put that money towards wants. But the older you get, the less that money goes towards wants, and you see this needs pie kind of filling up a little bit. So it's kind of, you're going to have to kind of fend for yourself the older you get. So again, budgeting is super important, and learning to budget now will help you prevent money problems in the future. Okay, so let's talk about different types of expenses that we're going to see in our budget. There are different types of expenses that we're going to include. We have some necessities or non-discretionary expenses, and don't let this word, it's just kind of a fancy word for meaning necessity, really. Discretionary means something that you could go with or without. And non-discretionary means that you can't go without it, you need it. So these are expenses that are absolutely necessary. For example, your electric bill is something that has to be paid each month. That is a necessity. That is a non-discretionary expense. Non-essential or discretionary expenses include things such as going out with friends, deciding to stop at a coffee shop. These items are not essential things that you need to spend money on. Another example would be maybe your gym membership. It's not something you're forced to do. So again, we have necessities, things that you need versus things that you don't need. So needs versus wants is kind of what those two categories can be split up into. And then you can have each of those expenses, and they can fall under these types of payments, I guess you could say. You have your routine expenses. So these are expenses that stay the same month after month, also known as fixed expenses. A routine expense is your rent or your car insurance. Those would all be routine expenses. They're going to be the same amount, and they're going to come out each month. Then you also have non-routine expenses. These are expenses that do not occur regularly, but it's important that you're prepared for them. So this might be a car repair or medical bill, stuff that you might not have every month, but you still need to be prepared for, so have some money set aside. Fixed expenses, these are expenses that stay the same from month to month. This would include like your rent, your gym membership, or your car insurance. So again, fixed expenses and routine expenses, very interchangeable. We also have variable expenses. These are expenses that change from month to month. This could be money maybe that you spend on food, entertainment, clothing, would be considered variable. They vary from month to month. So what kind of expense would your gym membership be considered? So we know that gym membership is a non-essential or discretionary expense, but would it be So say you do belong to a gym, would that be a routine expense or a non-routine? So a fixed or a variable. And it would actually be a fixed discretionary expense. So it's a fixed expense because it's going to be the same every month. Every month that we belong to the gym, it's going to be the same amount, same cost to us. It's discretionary because we don't have to belong to the gym. We could quit the gym at any time, which reminds me, I need to cancel my membership because I haven't been there for a really long time. But it is a fixed because it's the same every month, discretionary because I don't need to have it. Then what type of expense is your monthly rent? Rent would be a fixed or routine. Again, those are interchangeable terms. Non-discretionary expense, meaning it's a need. It's not something that I can just get rid of. It's an expense that I'd have to pay. I have to pay my rent. This is an example of a budget worksheet. So on this blank budget worksheet, you'll notice there is space for all expenses, both discretionary and non-discretionary, income and savings. So in our budget, we include all of our expenses, all of our income, and everything we want to put towards savings. So remember, you do not want to spend your entire paycheck per month and always want to be able to save something every month. This will help you prepare for non-routine expenses. Any good budget worksheet will include those key items. So again, this is a sample budget worksheet listing all of our expenses, all of our income, and I thought they mentioned savings. Oh, savings is up at the top here. So that's just a sample budget form. It's important to decide how much you want to save each month before you begin working on your budget. So you should have a savings goal in mind. So maybe you want to save at least $200 every month. So you put that money in place first. You put $200 savings, boom, not touching it. Then you decide from what you have left over what you can put towards the rest of your expenses. So you're going to have to fill out your non-discretionary expenses first, and then you can go through with maybe your wants or your discretionary expenses next, like this meals out and entertainment, and cut back there if you need to. Okay, this is the part 2 video for Kathleen. Remember Kathleen? Okay, now we're going to listen to her savings goals so we can help her create a budget. So watch this video. She's going to talk about what her savings goals are, where she's living, give us some information, and we're going to use this information plus information from the first video and or the first tutorial on her and help her put together a budget. So make sure you're watching this video. Again, there's going to be a video note question that pops up for you to answer regarding this video. And you'll notice on the next page is this creating a budget assignment. This is an assignment that we will complete together during a Class Connect session, but if you'd like to check it out on your own, by all means do. So that budget worksheet link will open up an Excel budget for you, and you'll notice it is called Kathleen's Monthly Budget. So this is a budget we're filling out for Kathleen. Based on the information she gave us during her tutorials, it's going to tell us what we need to put towards rent, phone, because it's going to tell us where she lives. So we're going to have to do some research and figure out the cost of living in that particular state. We're going to decide whether or not she has a car, or maybe she's going to ride the bus. We're going to make all these decisions together in a Class Connect and put this budget together for Kathleen. We're also going to take into consider her savings goal. You're going to notice she wants to have a $20,000 down payment saved in 4 years so that she can buy a house. So again, check out this assignment. This is one that we are doing, but we are doing it together in Class Connect. So stay tuned for an announcement on that. You do not have to complete this journal assignment. Don't worry about completing that. I have removed it. This matching game would be good for you to kind of test your vocabulary. And that brings us to the end of this section. So go take this quiz. This is another assigned assignment. So go take that quiz while everything's still fresh in your brain. And next, after the quiz, go take the final exam. You'll notice there is a study guide available to you. So hopefully you've been kind of filling that out as you go through these videos to kind of help you with preparing for the exam. You can use your video notes, you can use your study guide, all that to help you with this exam.